What's in the case?
Vincent! We happy?
Yeah, we happy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the What's in the Briefcase podcast. I'm Jacob.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Joseph.
And Joseph, we'll get to it later.
And so today we're going to be talking about the movie Taxi Driver, directed by Martin Scorsese and starring Robert De Niro. But before we talk about that, I wanted to talk about the name of the podcast because we never really addressed it. So basically the name is What's in the Briefcase. And for those that don't know, it's a reference to Pulp Fiction. And Pulp Fiction is my favorite movie, like ever. And
it's my favorite movie that I haven't finished because I've started it like 4 times with different people, including these two guys.
Yeah.
And I never finish it. So I got to the point where the boxer guy's like driving away.
Bruce Willis.
And that's it.
Yeah. So basically, when me and Kevin and Joseph hung out, we don't live near each other, so it's kind of hard for us to hang out in person. But when we did hang out last time, I think it was in January, we watched Pulp Fiction, and I thought it would be a good sort of reference because that was the last time we hung out, and I thought it was cool because What's in the Briefcase is like we're uncovering things, we're discussing things.
I wanted to go with Sewage Boys, but Joseph didn't want that.
That was our second
gross.
Yeah, it could have been the filthy, filthy Sewage Boys.
How is that appealing?
Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but they're ninjas and they're turtles.
Well, we could be that too.
No.
Okay.
On a podcast.
So
we have our little sewer den with podcast equipment. That totally is great. But now we're briefcase people. We're walking briefcase people. That's what we are now.
Exactly, Kevin. You took the words right out of my mouth. So that's
Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver. Can I talk about why we're upset?
Yeah, tell them why you're upset, Kevin.
Joseph didn't finish Did you start the movie?
Yes.
Okay, you started. How far did you get into the movie?
Pretty sure halfway.
Okay, what's the last thing that happened?
Travis finished arming himself with a bunch of guns and a knife, and he was walking around the campaign rally for Chris Plantain.
No, Palantine.
Whatever, Palantine, Plantain, whatever. I want to call him Palpatine.
I kept accidentally saying
Palpatine.
Palestine.
I wanted to call him Palpatine. I was like, is that Palpatine?
Palpatine, right? You want to call him anything other than his actual name.
Right.
My mom said, rhyme it with Valentine, Palantine. I'm like,
there you go.
Mom, this is why, it's like ever since I was a kid in like kindergarten, they put me in speech therapy class to fix the stupid in my brain, and you just helped me out.
Stupid.
Shout out to Kevin's mom.
Yeah, shout out to my mom's the best. She's fantastic.
So let's talk about Taxi Driver. So I thought first we could talk about the self-isolation Travis does to himself because throughout the movie, like even when he's with people, I noticed that he doesn't
pay any fucking attention.
None at all.
Yeah, and okay, so he's in that. I think the best scene for this is when he's hanging out with the other taxi drivers in the diner, right? And they're all talking to him, and he's literally not looking at them. He's just looking at like two black guys that might be pimps.
Exactly, just staring at 2 black guys for no reason. Like,
right?
I've been staring at him for. I'm like,
yeah, and he's staring at his weird seltzer thing, and they're literally saying Travis. And then he goes and he mopes on about his isolation. He's with people. He's with okay people.
Yeah, right. And when he took Betsy out to the movies, like I thought he was gonna take her to an actual nice movie, but he's a dirty movie. I'm like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Okay, this is something we gotta talk about with Travis. Travis is a complete Philistine. He has no sense of culture, right?
At all.
Like it's weird because like the first, like in the very first scene in the movie, he says, "What's moonlighting?" Right? And to be fair, I didn't know what that was, but he says, "What's moonlighting?" And then I think he genuinely thought taking her to that movie theater was appropriate, right?
Yeah.
And then whenever, like, it's like, so what do you think about Palantine and his policies? He says, well, I don't know too much about his policies, but I'm sure they're good policies, right? I'm sure they're good. And he's always doing that throughout the entire movie, is he's just pretending he understands anything to, Joseph, did you get to the part where he meets Palantine?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he literally is just
He was
lying.
Yeah, exactly. Lying, just going along just to please the man. Like, what are you doing? You know nothing about this man and his policies. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, but he's sure he's good policies. He's sure it's good. And it's because I think and you know, a lot of people online think this, I think as well, he really just focuses on the bad stuff, you know?
Right.
That's
Well, so I was going to mention that I was reading online about like mental health disorders that he could have had, and I think one of them is like a narcissistic personality disorder.
Oh yeah, he's a narcissist.
Yeah, like he says all these people are scum of the earth and they need to get.
But he literally drove away after like a child prostitute said, "Get me out of here," and then he took the money.
Right. So that's also that
Or-
also
Or
goes
another
back
example
to-
is when that dude. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you
Yeah,
off?
no, when the dude, yeah, go on.
No, when he was in that car with that dude, he's like, hey, dude, do you see the window? Do you see the window? Do you see the window with the light?
That's Scorsese. That's the director.
That part was insane. Like, how you just sitting there in the back of a car, in the front, driving a taxi cab, and you just hear this guy saying he's gonna kill his wife? Here's
a question I have about that scene, and because this is the second time I've seen this movie. The first time I saw it with Jacob at our college. When he's glaring at Martin Scorsese's character in the back seat, is he glaring because he's so disgusted with this person, or is it because he just broke up? Well, Betsy just dumped him, and he's seeing this guy talk about this woman cheating on him, and is he starting to think, yeah, violence? Because I'm starting to think it's the second one, because right after this scene is when he talks with Wiz, right? Right after this scene is when he talks with Wiz at the diner, like right outside the diner, and he says, I have a bunch of bad ideas in my head. And later on in the movie, I think this is later than Joseph is at, and Joseph, I'm sorry, we're going to have to spoil for you, but to be fair, this is a podcast about the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry for being mean, I'm sorry. But later in the movie, when he's watching on TV, it's a couple, and it's some soap opera, and basically this girl's leaving the guy, and then he knocks over the TV. So that got me thinking, maybe he was looking at Martin Scorsese's character, and the reason he was so disturbed when he talked to Wiz was because he was starting to agree with him. And then that's why later when he goes to buy a gun, he asks for the exact same gun that the Martin Scorsese character had.
Yeah, I kind of thought that like when he had that conversation with Martin Scorsese, that he got the idea to buy the gun from him. It was like, why would you ask for the exact same gun?
Yeah, and I find that very interesting. Well, what do you think, Jacob? Do you think he was starting to sympathize with Martin Scorsese, or do you think he was just disgusted, or do you think it was a mixture of both?
Well, I think what you said before was interesting, how he doesn't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
He knows what he sees and hears, and he hears Martin Scorsese's character talk about the gun. So he says, okay, you know what, I'll buy that gun. Like he's just...
Although I do think he knows about guns because he was in the Marines, right?
Yeah, well, he was in the Marines, right.
Yeah.
Which also might be related to his mental health disorder.
Yeah, because he has this huge scar on his back, right? Yeah, so something happened to get that, right?
Yeah, and he did say he got honorably discharged. Honorable discharge. So,
I wanted to go back to what I was saying before about the narcissism, because Betsy, when he was going out with Betsy at the diner, like they were having pie, she was saying, you're a walking contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's saying, he's in his journal, he's writing, these people are scum of the earth and need to be washed away with the rain.
Yeah, and he's going to porno theaters every night.
Right, he's part of the scum, so he's like, he's that walking contradiction.
No, yeah, I think one thing he does, Travis, is he projects so much.
Yeah.
Like he goes to Betsy and he says, I think you're an unhappy person. I think you have all of this stuff, but really you're lonely. And he's just talking about himself.
Yeah.
Right? And then and then he just talks about this guy he works with, and he says, I think his energy is going into the wrong places. I think it's complete BS, you know? Right. So yeah, no, you just Travis is seems like a really irritating guy.
Well, I think he's very troubled, and he isolates himself. And I wanted to talk about this earlier. Do you think isolation makes you go crazy? And I think that we can maybe look at the quarantine, because like we're quarantined in the house now. Like you guys are staying indoors. Like,
it's funny because I'm isolated with my family.
Right.
So I don't think I'm going crazy because I'm exposing I'm with my mom, I'm with my dad, with my brother. Sometimes, because my brother's, well, I'm not going to get into it, but sometimes my brother's girlfriend comes over because we know her family practices incredibly, they're very careful. So we're comfortable with her coming over. So I have a good circle of people I'm interacting with. So I don't feel like I'm in Travis's situation, because Travis is all alone except for when he purposely exposes himself to what he describes as the scum of humanity. Like, he's loaded in that movie. All that money he spent buying those guns.
Right.
And he literally makes a machine to make the gun come forward to his hand faster. Like, what?
Yeah, and it's like, you ever consider moving out? I think you can move out now. Invest in some stocks. I don't know. Take some Skillshare classes online. I don't know. Invest in a future. But the guy's just he wants to be where he is, I think.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he definitely wants to make a change. Like, he's writing about all this stuff he wants to I mean, it sounds like he wants to wash the scum away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. By all the guns, I think he plans it. I'm pretty sure he planned on doing it.
Right.
Well, Joseph hasn't gone too far.
I'm pretty sure he does.
Well, you didn't see it, but
oh God, what do we do here? Okay, but washing scum away. I think he's still projecting. I think he thinks he's scum because he always talks about other people as cold and distant, right? And I think at the end of the movie, I was talking about eyes off camera, and that's a huge theme in this movie, right? He says to, I'm sorry, give me a moment.
And just like that, he was gone.
My apologies, but he says in the beginning. My mom just brought me a sandwich. She's the best. She's the best person. But in the beginning of the movie, he when he's at the diner with Betsy, he says, "You have beautiful eyes." And then later with Iris's name alone, eyes. She's always wearing these glasses, and she says, "You're so weird. Have you ever tried looking at your own eyes in the mirror?" Right? And then at the end of the movie, there's a clip, very end. He's looking at his, the mirror on his car, and then he looks at it and he sees his own eyes, and he quickly changes the mirror. He's freaked out by what he sees. Like, do you remember that clip?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so I think it is that when he finally looks at himself in the mirror, like Iris prompts him to, he realizes, oh, I'm the thing I keep complaining about.
Right. Yeah, I also want to talk about when he transforms into when he gets the mohawk, when he shaves his head. I want to talk about that because I have a theory that I just thought of when I was watching it. I don't know if other people have thought of this, like in forums and stuff, but I thought maybe that when he has the mohawk in the movie, that's the dream sequence.
I don't think there is a dream sequence, personally.
I think there definitely is. I think the letter from Joseph, you didn't get this far, I'm sorry. But when he gets the letter from Iris claiming he's a hero, or from Iris's family that he's a hero, I think that's definitely like the whole movie. He's a narcissist, and at the
Yeah.
end of the movie, he's the hero. He's the narcissist still, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe that could be a dream sequence from his perspective. You know?
But then it doesn't make sense for it to start when he gets the mohawk, because that's when, and Joseph, if you want to cover your ears and not hear the spoilers.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, when he tries to kill Palantine,
Right.
right? When he tries to assassinate him, he fails and he runs away, scared, tail between his legs. So I feel like that wouldn't be in his dream sequence because that doesn't fit in with his fantasy.
Yes, but he got away though. Like when they were chasing him, he got away.
Mm-hmm.
So in the dream sequence, you know, like in a regular sequence, I guess he would have gotten caught. In a regular scenario, he would have gotten caught. I feel like, and when he was about to pull the gun out, the Secret Service guys running after him, he got away. Like that's what I think. I think it's a dream sequence.
Here's what I think happened.
Yeah.
I think personally, regarding the whole movie, the whole thing's real, right?
Uh-huh.
I think he got away with it all. He got to play the hero, you know. And when Betsy's in the taxi, I don't know. I guess maybe I feel like he kind of felt like I don't need this other person to fix me. But I feel like he also understands that the reason she broke up with him wasn't because everybody else is cold and distant. It's just because I feel like towards the end of the film, Travis is more inclined. I feel like he's gained a better awareness, whether or not it's a dream sequence, right? He's less weird around his friends. He's just hanging out with his friends.
Right.
And I will say definitively, something has changed in his entire world, whether it be because he's in a dream or because his perspective has changed. Something's changed in his world in that last sequence after the whole shootout.
Right. You're talking about the Betsy sequence where she's in the cab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That seemed the most dreamlike to me.
Right.
I'll confess that.
I thought the same thing, but then, you know, that's like the closure he gets also.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's a dream sequence, but I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I think that when he gives himself the mohawk, that's when the dream starts.
I don't know.
He's about to carry out his plan of, you know, maybe killing Palantine, and then going to kill the pimps and yeah. So
Well,
that's what I think.
I don't think he planned on killing the pimps. I think he planned on killing Palantine. When that didn't work out, he's like, well, I got to do something.
Yeah.
And then he went to the pimps because it's like, you know, I'm getting in the papers one way or another.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he had to just save something or save someone from something.
I think he desired meaning.
Yeah. Right. Because what meaning does taxi driving give you? You know?
Yeah, because like even earlier in the film, he did talk about like wanting to have like a sense of purpose.
Right.
But he mentions that he can't sleep at night, and even after he starts taxi driving, he says, I still can't. I work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, sometimes even 8 in the morning. Still can't sleep at night. Seems like he's empty, like he's searching for something to fill his emptiness.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of funny because maybe that's what's different in the end sequence was that he was just in a. I'm sorry, I have food in my mouth. He was just in a coma, and he got sleep. Maybe that's why he's acting normal in the end sequence because he's been an insomniac this entire freaking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I keep wondering. Like, is this man still not getting no sleep? Is this like this whole time? Is he still not sleeping at all? I'm like,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and you know, I was thinking maybe that's why he joined the Marines to find purpose, or maybe he was drafted. I'm not sure, but
well, it was the Vietnam War.
Oh right, so he was drafted.
Most likely drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I personally think that the last section of the movie is a dream sequence. But
yeah, I want to ask.
Yeah.
Do we know? We don't know how long he served, do we? Or do we?
I don't think so.
Because I'm wondering, is it possible, like, right out of high school, he joined the Army?
I mean,
Well,
I
he
guess.
said he was 26, right?
Yeah, so he would have served for 8 years. And
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's why he hasn't been in like society in a way.
Yeah, because because if you've been in a situation like that for a long time without getting getting a real break or being able to
Just because
contribute to society, you
seems,
might be a little bit different.
yeah, he's just he doesn't feel attuned to reality. It's like Betsy said, he's a walking anomaly because my mom was even saying that. It's like, he's so smooth, right? He's so smooth. He got Betsy into that diner, right?
Yeah.
But he's also the guy that brought her to a porno theater. So I think he just genuinely doesn't get. There's also another thing we have to talk about. Is Travis racist? I think he kind of is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he says some racial slurs, right?
Oh, he says spooks.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's a racial slur.
Oh God, can I say that? I shouldn't have said that.
Well, if they say in the movie, I mean,
They say it in the movie. Oh
Like,
God, was I allowed to say that?
No, but you're just like referencing it from a movie.
I'm referencing it.
You're not trying to be mean or you're not trying to be hateful to it. You're just referencing what someone else.
Okay, just for the record, everyone, I didn't mean to. Yeah, I'm referencing it in the movie. That's why I just said so nonchalantly. But
Kevin, you're canceled.
I'm canceled. No, but yeah, he says that, but he also says that in a context of some people won't even drive these guys, but I'll drive these guys. But it's also he keeps staring at them.
Right.
He keep in the see you later, killer, and he has a weird zoom in on that guy, right?
Yeah.
And in that one scene where he almost runs over these two ladies, and he just keeps staring at them the whole way, just until they turn the corner and walk with two other guys. Like, why is he just staring at them?
And there's a lot of zoom ins on minorities, doing things.
The two women were the prostitutes, and
is that what you're referring to? Are you referring to the part with Laura Dern?
Laura Dern. I don't wait.
Laura Dern. Did you even meet the child prostitute, Joseph? How far you got in?
I'm halfway through the movie. I didn't know the name of the prostitute.
Okay, so you didn't
know
get.
what we're talking about, though, right?
I don't. I think there's a few. I think there might be two sequences where he stops the car midway through the road. But I'm not sure.
Well,
it ties in to why he doesn't like Palantine, I think. Because Palantine says, we the people, right? The people will rule. And there's two things about that I think Travis doesn't like. One, he feels people are all cold and distant like a union, right? He has this narrative in his head that people are conspiring against him. But there's also the fact that Palantine talks about welfare programs, right? He talks about programs that would help a lot of people in impoverished communities, likely minority. And I'm not trying to get super political or anything, but I'm just saying from Travis's perspective, the fact that he said he didn't like unions, and I forgot. I'm going to go through. I have these notes here, and they look like chicken scratch because I was just jotting things down. They look like Travis Bickle's diary. But I think there's a bunch of things that made me think that actually if Travis knew what he was voting for, I don't think he would have voted for Palantine because he's always I feel like he's against unions. I suspect he does not care about minorities and stuff, right? So when he hears I don't know, maybe I'm stretching, maybe I'm reaching for the stars here.
Well, I mean, there's a scene where he puts the seltzer tablet in his water or whatever it was, and then right after that, it pans to a bunch of black pimps.
Yeah.
And they're all staring at him. I think that has a lot to do with the racial sort of.
Yeah, I think he definitely has some racist bits in his brain. He's like one of those people where it's not like he's going to be at a KKK rally, but it's he just has that in his head. It's just programmed in there a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, well, what else do we have on our list? Did we go over everything?
We We could talk about what was the most influential scene in the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Can I start?
Now, Joseph, what do you think? Because you
I
haven't
think
finished.
I think the most influential scene in the movie is the whole scene with Martin Scorsese. I think
Yeah,
that
you
is
know
the
what?
major turning.
Forget whatever I was gonna say. I agree.
I think that's a major turning point because I think because the way he
He shifts
stared
to
back
violence.
at the screen, he was clearly terrified. He was clearly like disgusted
Yeah,
or
I
confused
think
by
it was a
what.
mix of being disgusted with Martin Scorsese, but also starting to see the appeal of the violence and the hatred that Scorsese was
Also,
expressing in that scene.
yeah, I think that's where he gets the idea to like to officially go along with his plan to clean up the scum and
Yeah.
get all these weapons.
I disagree. I think the most influential scene is when he's in the mirror and he's like, "You talking to me?"
You're talking to me. I mean, societally.
That's the
Joseph,
most memorable scene. That's the most
did you
memorable.
get there yet?
No, but
Oh, you're close.
but I have seen that scene before. But
I have
but
to say, I prefer the Scorsese scene.
Yeah, but no one remembers that one. They remember the "You talking to me"
If
scene.
we're talking about
yeah, because it's so
influential,
memorable. Like, are you talking to me?
Well,
Are
yeah.
you talking to me?
If you're talking about influence, then I would say that one's the most influential.
yeah, no, you're right. But I think the best scene is the Scorsese scene.
Yeah,
That's
that
it.
one. When I first watched the movie, I was like 13 or something, and
Yeah.
when he was like talking about guns and what it would do to like women's body parts, I'm not gonna say it, but like that was just like I
You
got.
can say the V. You can
like,
say the V word. It's biology. You can't get in trouble for saying a word that's said often in biology.
No, but you know what I'm talking about. But it's just like it's just such a grotesque thing to say. It's just like
Yeah. And wasn't there a story behind that? I may have made this up. This may have been a dream, but I could have sworn the reason Scorsese was in that scene was because because the actual guy they wanted in that scene didn't show up.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay, I may have dreamt that. That may have not been real.
I mean, Scorsese's a good actor though.
Yeah, he is. I could have sworn someone told me that he also had to be sitting on books in that scene because he was too short. Again, I don't know if I
don't
dreamt
know.
this.
I'm not sure. I don't know about the sitting on books, but
Okay, because I could have sworn you would have been the one to tell me that because you're like a Scorsese fan.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like his movies, yeah, but
Did you see Raging Bull?
I haven't seen it yet. I got to still see it.
Okay, not next time, but at some. Oh, is Joseph still here?
No, I think he left, but go ahead.
Oh, he dipped. He dipped. Yeah. But at some point, we should talk about Raging Bull.
Yeah, sure. We can do an episode on that. But okay, so I think that's it for the episode, right?
Is that it? Okay, Joseph.
He's not,
Yeah, I'll talk for Joseph. I'm here. I can't do a Joseph voice, but yeah. So I'm Kevin.
I'm Jacob, and Joseph left. I think is
Joseph's with us in spirit.
Yes. Okay, so bye everyone.